following program is classified G. It's suitable for all ages.
Good evening and welcome to Business Best, and this is a platform where we showcase the best in the business, and we will be introducing to you people who have excelled in their particular field in order to showcase their latest developments in their respective industries. Now today on the show we're going to talk about a company which is powered by innovation. Now today in the world nothing is stable, especially with the economic crisis going on, an ongoing war in Ukraine and Russia, there's a pandemic still ongoing. So with that, for businesses to survive, I would say the key element is for innovation and adaptation. And this is a company that has been doing this throughout, and they have also introduced a new system or a new innovation, I would say, called the VX SafeNet. And to talk about that, it's my pleasure to invite Theekshana Kumara, who is the founder and the CEO of VizuaMatix. Theekshana, thank you very much for taking the time to join me on the show today.
Absolutely. Hi, Shnali. Thank you very much for inviting me to the show. Yeah, thanks.
Of course. So now to start off our discussion, Theekshana, now you have been in this field and VizuaMatix has been in the field as well for 14 years.
Exactly, yes.
And so why don't you give our audience a little bit of an introduction to yourself, who you are and what VizuaMatix is all about?
Right, yeah. So talking about myself, I've been in the ICT industry for over 25 years now, predominantly in the telecommunication space. Not to mention the banking and finance sector, where I recently actively involved in innovating very interesting solutions. And going back to early stages of my career, I used to work for global giants in tech space. Especially I remember working for a company called Converse, which was a Nasdaq listed Fortune 500 company. I was a systems engineer there, taking care of local and regional operations for them. And the level of exposure I got from those global giants was amazing, especially the technology innovation, how they innovated and how they manage using sophisticated operational procedures. Those were really, really valuable. And of course, how to manage $1 billion company and move on, right? So all that was really valuable for me to start my own entrepreneur life. So after becoming an entrepreneur, then of course I continued, right? I continued to engage with these sorts of world giants, tech giants in the world. So even as of today, we have very interesting partnerships with such companies. For example, we have a partnership with a company called Flash Networks, which is a part of a $31 billion US tech investment group called Constellation Group. So with these sort of engagements, I always try to lift my standard as an individual and the company standards, and most of all, by engaging with these innovative tech companies, we can find our own space to innovate, right? So that's what exactly I've been doing and our team has been doing. So coming to VizuaMatix, so VizuaMatix actually started as a bespoke software solutions company. We used to develop custom software to telcos mainly, and then we expanded into other domains. And our key specialization has been the mission control software development, right? So using the bespoke development expertise and the focus in mission critical and high performance software delivery, we strategically converted our company into a software product company. Right. So as of now, we have a very powerful array of software products to be offered for our potential clients, and our clients are using them. And out of them, we have recognized 3 signature products. One is called VXFRMS. That's a AI-powered financial risk management system targeting for banks and finance companies. It helps banks and finance companies to effectively manage their credit risk. Now that's a very niche domain. So it has three, I'll quickly run through the product. It has three key modules. One is called NPA, which is a non-performing asset prediction, which helps the banks to identify potential defaulters, the borrowers who will miss the payment, so to say, right? So this using AI, it basically predicts that sort of defaulting customers, so that banks and finance companies can protect their bottom line. So that's it. And it also has something called EWS, early warning system, early warning signals management, which is a regulatory compliant for most of the banks here. That's a trigger-based technique which we use to assess the financial health of every customer within a bank. So again, a data-driven, powerful analytics tool, a module within the FRMS. And then it also has something called ECL, expected credit loss, which is again a regulatory compliance, which comes under IFRS 6 international standardization compliance. So yeah, it supports that as well. And most of all, VXFRMS is endorsed by the world accounting giant KPMG, right? So that's one of the biggest achievements that we have made, convincing a body like a company like organization like KPMG, and now they have not only they have endorsed, now they are our knowledge partner. So we together deliver the VXFRMS to any bank and finance company. So that's a big achievement. And to add the icing onto the cake, very recently we were recognized. VXFRMS actually was recognized by /Com Ingenuity Awards 2022. We won the Best Innovation Award at the /Com Ingenuity Awards. So that was a much needed recognition from the local industry. So yeah, that's VXFRMS for you. And then we have another product called VX Analytics, which is a powerful big data analytics tool, because nowadays every enterprise is looking for options to make data-driven decisions, right? So there you go. We have our fully homegrown solution. The beauty of this solution is it is fully built locally, a homegrown solution using cutting-edge open source tools and frameworks. So that's the beauty of it. So it can be directly compared with the world-leading software solutions like Cloudera, Hortonworks, and HP Vertica, IBM Cognos. So because we are using similar open source components and adapting them to local needs, right? The good thing is it can be used by even a small enterprise and a very big enterprise like a telecom operator who has maybe hundreds of terabytes or trillions of records can be managed on the same platform. That's the beauty, highly scalable solution. And yeah, the other advantage the local companies has, especially during these challenging times, you can't, I mean, every company is facing dollar crisis, right? So you can't pay for software license. So here we go, we have a totally homegrown solution which can be compared directly apple to apple with the international solutions. You don't have to pay a single dollar, it's all locally. We don't pay any license to any foreign parties. It's fully homegrown, open source, and very powerful solution. And then the last but not least, the latest innovation from VizuaMatix to the world is as you said, VXSafeNet, which is a very powerful telco-based.
Yeah, before we go into the VXSafeNet, Theekshana, I want to know now, since you have been in the field, have you seen a change in the software development market from a few years ago and to now?
I mean, industry, yes, there has been huge change. I mean, technology is evolving all the time, right? So that's one of the reasons why we have been very successful in this domain, because software you developed maybe 10 years ago becomes literally invalid, right? So you need to be in line with the innovations, because the innovations happen mostly in Silicon Valley or in Europe. So we need to be in that domain, right? So I think I forgot to mention how we kind of are actively engaged in our innovation culture. through the engagements like Intel. I think I mentioned, right, Intel
Yes.
Network Builder program. So we are the first and only Sri Lankan company to get into that what you call Intel Network Builder program. So that's a huge recognition by world tech giant like Intel, and they have extended our recognition, their recognition on us by creating a dedicated microsite within Intel.com website for VizuaMatix, right? So that's a big deal for a company like us. So we are actively engaging in the innovation culture, right? So you have to be in that, otherwise you can't. I'm delivering a business automation or business requirement is one thing, but adopting the late cutting edge solutions and keeping up with the pace and ability to supply, ability to cater to the demand, because nowadays you saw recently, right, the fuel pass solution which was launched yesterday, I think had a bit of hiccups here and there. A lot of people are complaining, but I think we managed to somehow, the ICT and all the people, they managed to recover that. But at the end of the day, bottom line is the technology. So you have to use the cutting edge technology, advanced technology, to be in this game effectively.
Right, Theekshana. Okay, we'll have to go into a short commercial break. So after that, we will be definitely talking about the VX SafeNet. So before that, let's go into a short commercial break. You're watching Business Best. Welcome back to Business Best, and we are in discussion with Theekshana Kumara, who is the CEO and founder of VizuaMatix. And Theekshana, I think you gave a very good explanation about what VizuaMatix is all about and the products and services that y'all are offering. And to my knowledge, I think y'all are doing business with business-to-business transactions, right? So now when it comes to innovation, I feel that y'all have been coming up with these new systems depending on the current situation. So now this latest innovation is VX SafeNet, and I believe it's a very useful system for parents. So why don't you give us an explanation on what that is?
Right, yeah. So this, I think we all know the child friendliness of the internet has been questionable since ages, right? So kids get exposed to very dangerous content. And so that's a serious problem, and unfortunately this is a problem created by telcos, because kids go online using telecommunication infrastructure, right? But there hadn't been a proper solution offered by telecom operators all this time, right? So there are solutions for parent controlling, which are mobile app based, where the parents have to install a mobile app into the mobile device of the child and then control it. That is called intrusive controlling, right? Mm-hmm. And there had been very deep research in this sort of engagements, and the research have found that there's a serious effect. It seriously affects the trust between the child and the parent, right? So I mean now more than ever, now the child, especially in Sri Lanka, I think with the fuel problem and all that, children education is becoming more and more online. So giving a mobile device to the child has become a necessity than an option, right? So blocking internet completely or taking the device out is not a solution, right? And we have seen a lot of negative impacts happening. We saw unfortunate incidents in Sri Lanka, teenagers committing suicide due to the rift between their parents about mobile devices and internet usage and gaming. So we need a solution. Me as a parent, I went through this. Of course, my kids are grown-ups now. 6, 7 years ago, I went through the same problem. That is when I really started looking at, we have to find a solution somewhere. So eventually, after years of research and development, we invented VX SafeNet, which is for the first time a telecom solution is being developed. Is developed actually for telcos to offer this service as a network feature to their customers, right? So So that's the beauty of VX SafeNet. And because now, I mean, talking about the social problem, right? There's a lot of statistics about this danger of not empowering or protecting children online, right? For example, the research says a child nowadays spend over 6.5 hours, with their devices. I mean, that's a lot. Right, and there's also research saying that this kind of excessive mobile device usage affects the dialectic memory of children and has a direct relationship between the suicidal attempts and high stress levels of children. So this is no joke. This is a serious problem. So I think we are really proud to have come out with this solution, and it is about to launch in Sri Lanka. Very soon it will be launched in Sri Lanka for the first time in the world. A telecom operator will be offering this network-based parental controlling solution to the customers in Sri Lanka. So we are all pumped up, and fingers crossed. Hope everything will go well.
Theekshana, why don't you tell the viewers out there or the parents who are watching this how they can get involved with this? Do they have to go through a telecommunication to get this service?
Yes. So basically, it is offered through a telecom operator. So if you have a SIM connection of this particular operator, then it's easy. You can simply use that service, because service is anyway getting activated. You just have to pay the monthly subscription fee, and here we go. Your child will be fully protected. You don't have to worry about it, right? Because this happens, entire controlling happens in the network. So you don't need to worry about what taking the phone or trying to do intrusive controlling, right? Actually, the platform provides the very granular level control for parents. For example, a parent can assign let's say 1 gig for YouTube, right? For a day. Let's say one gig for YouTube for the day, and not only that, obviously parents don't give that much of data nowadays. So let's be more practical. Let's say 200 MB, 300 MB per day for YouTube per service. Right? Parent can decide which service needs more data per day. So that sort of granular level control can be done. And not only that, a parent can decide what time the child can access that particular service. So we have time-wise control for services.
So example, that is being done on the parent's phone?
No. Basically mobile, using the self-care mobile app, you can do that, right? But actually, technically, it happens within the network. Right. So you have the control using even child device can be used, of course, with the password protection. So even the website, mobile app, usually parents' mobile app is the one which basically we give the controlling power. So and everything happens in the network. So it's practically impossible for child to bypass, because most of the mobile app-based solutions can easily be bypassed using. Kids are very smart nowadays, right? You can install a VPN and just simply bypass. But this is next level. So it's practically impossible to bypass, and it gives that sort of budget controlling for parents. That's very important, because now if we are in economic crisis, everybody wants to control even the data access, right? So this gives that sort of control. So education content can be allowed, whereas the other data consuming services can be blocked for child. And time wise, let's say the kid has a tuition class from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. You can block, let's say YouTube or whatever other gaming, everything can be blocked during that time only.
Right.
And so the kids understand, right? So it's a kind of a better transaction than taking away the mobile or completely blocking the device, right? So so it's a very, very advanced solution, and for the first time it's coming out to the world. So we hope it can conquer the world. We have huge plans going into the world, disrupting that domain of parental controlling, which is a $1 billion industry, expected to grow to $2 billion within the next 5 to 6 years. It's a huge industry to get in. A company from Sri Lanka attacking that space. let's see how it goes.
I think this is definitely a plus point and something that parents will be really interested in. So Theekshana, when do you plan on launching this product?
Actually, it is due to the commercial agreements that we have. We can't specifically mention the dates and all that, because there's a major plan for that. But yes, you can expect it next month. Yeah.
Okay, that's amazing.
Yes.
So Theekshana, I think we are running out of time as well. As my final question, where do you see VizuaMatix going in the future, and what's your vision? What's your end goal?
Right. Yeah. So I mean, I've been involved with VizuaMatix, and I've always trying to do something really useful to the world. So now this, I think through VXFnet we have got a huge opportunity to make a big change in the industry, because our main target is to maybe in 3 years' time to digitally empower and protect at least 10% of the child internet users in the world. To be exact, that will be around 70 million children, getting protection using VXFnet technology. And I think the telcos also have a moral obligation, right? Moral obligation to offer this sort of a solution to their child users, because it's a problem created by the telecom industry, but without a solution, it's been lying and exposing a lot of kids in the world. So I think that's our biggest vision. Of course, business will naturally grow because we don't have business kind of targets, but we have a more social achievement to be made, which will eventually bring the company to the global standards.
All right, Theekshana, thank you very much for sharing your ideas, and I wish you all the very best with the VXFnet in the future as well. Thank you again.
Thank you, Shanal. Thank you so much for having me. Yeah.
And that was our episode on Business Best. I believe that VXFnet will be available soon, and it's out there for parents to just be safe with their children. Again, they don't have to worry about anything anymore as long as their children are using their phones. So anyway, next week we will be back again with another new innovator or a business or a product that will interest you. I'm Suzanne Shanali. Stay safe and have a good night.